Zhang Min was cruising along in his convertible. Suddenly, the beautiful Lu Shi, riding her cool dirt bike, had her chain fall off and stopped. He was surprised and had to swerve, or he almost would have sent her to an early grave. He tried to restart his tractor engine car, but it was already dead. He just had to call the company to come fix his car. Lu Shi felt bad for him and went to check on him, but unfortunately, she hurt his hand. He immediately told her off to stay away from him. She kept talking, making his head spin. She saw his hand bleeding and ran over, but he stopped her. Then, they both froze when she grabbed his hand. After that, his driver arrived to pick him up, making them both awkward. Later, he took her painting and made her stay to wait for the company to pick up the car for repairs. A while later, he returned to his grandfather's house. His grandpa's housekeeper couple welcomed him. Then he went inside and looked at a photo of his grandfather. Because of his memory loss, he felt it was very distant. He even needed Aunt Betty to lead him up to his own room. In the afternoon, he arranged for his lawyer to finalize the inheritance contract. But the lawyer said it couldn't be done because there was still another adopted granddaughter of his grandpa. He was asking the lawyer who that girl was when Lu Shi unexpectedly walked into the house, still not forgetting to scold Zhang Min. Then, she went to the living room and was surprised to see him sitting in the house. She was about to go in and yell at him when the lawyer introduced him as Mr. Wu's grandson. After that, she learned that her adoptive grandfather had given her a vineyard to take care of Xiaotong. Initially, she intended to refuse because she didn't want to be indebted to Mr. Wu. Then, she found out that Zhang Min was planning to sell his grandfather's house, so she immediately decided to keep the vineyard for herself. After that, she stood up, gave Zhang Min a scolding, and left. Outside, she sat chatting with the Xiaotong grapevine when the driver came out to negotiate on Zhang Min's behalf to buy the grapevine, but it wasn't successful. When Lu Shi walked in, she gave Zhang Min an angry look. Zhang Min walked over and threatened the driver, telling him he absolutely had to convince Lu Shi or he would bury him right there. That afternoon, Zhang Min sat watching Lu Shi work from a distance. He looked at the scratch on his hand and suddenly remembered Lu Shi. After that, as soon as Lu Shi left, he drove and tailed her. When he returned, he looked for Lu Shi and suddenly found Lu Shi's key on the floor after he had left. Lu Shi, who was hiding behind the door, came out and realized she had lost the key Mr. Wu had given her and immediately started searching around the house. When she got to the wine cellar, she found Zhang Min there holding the key. He demanded she sign the contract before he would return it. She went to snatch it back and accidentally pushed him into a wine barrel, so she had to run away. He angrily searched the entire house, even sending the driver to look. He continued to sneak into Lu Shi's room until late at night, determined to find her. She was hiding under the bed at this time, listening to him curse at her. He was about to go under the bed when his father called, scolding him for not having finished the inheritance contract, then hung up. He sat there sadly and then fell asleep on the bed. The next morning, Lu Shi woke up, crawled out from under the bed, and scolded Zhang Min, who was sound asleep. Seeing he was having a nightmare, she comforted him and was about to take the key from his hand when he held her hand back. He demanded she sign the contract and was scolded for being heartless. He angrily went downstairs. Lu Shi chased after him, wanting to persuade him to reconsider. He refused to listen, so she cursed him terribly, vowing not to sell to him. He then kicked her out of the room, but she refused to leave. He then stood there and started taking off his clothes, making Lu Shi immediately run outside. Lu Shi went outside and met Tao Luan just at the door. She happily ran to hug him, making the two guys inside jealous. Zhang Min came downstairs and angrily said he wouldn't let Tao Luan stay at his house. In the yard, Zhang Min gave Lu Shi a scolding for bringing her boyfriend over. She angrily walked away with Tao Luan, but Zhang Min wouldn't let her go. Later, Lu Shi sat eating with Tao Luan. She was bad-mouthing Zhang Min to him. Tao Luan heard him, and then he appeared behind them, and the two started arguing nonstop, making Tao Luan have to intervene. When Tao Luan came back from the restroom, he suddenly grabbed Lu Shi and ran away. Zhang Min, who was left behind, was about to get jumped by some Westerners because Tao Luan dared to draw on his face. While Zhang Min was confused, Lu Shi ran over and pulled him away. The three ran for a long time and only managed to shake off the Westerners when they got on a bus. After that, when he returned, his driver asked him why he was late. He said that two devils had caused him trouble, which was why he was late. Then, Lu Shi wanted to invite Tao Luan into the house, but Zhang Min refused. The two argued again and then walked into the house in a huff, leaving Tao Luan standing there with the driver. The two men gave awkward smiles and then shook hands to get acquainted. The driver even bragged, calling himself the chairman, which made Tao Luan confused. Lu Shi and Tao Luan looked at Mr. Wu's photo in the room. She invited him to visit Mr. Wu's grave and saw Zhang Min standing nearby, so she invited him too. He refused, and she called out to him that he didn't have the courage to explain to his grandfather why he went against his last wishes. That evening, Zhang Min had a headache listening to his driver talk about his company's issues. He also reminded Zhang Min that his father was unhappy about the prolonged inheritance of his grandfather's assets. He then told the driver to deal with the company's problems first, and he would handle the inheritance himself. The next morning, the three went to visit Mr. Wu again. After Lu Shi left, Zhang Min stood there alone, regretfully confessing to his grandfather that he was forced to sell the house and would accept any punishment if there was any. Lu Shi was also very sad after hearing this. When they returned, Lu Shi immediately agreed to sign the property transfer contract to Zhang Min, but on the condition that it could not be sold for 1 year. In the room, he persuaded his father to agree to Lu Shi's condition. After that, Lu Shi invited him to have dinner with everyone, but the driver immediately refused on his behalf and even ate his portion, leaving him to eat only apples instead of a meal. A while later, he brought Lu Shi's painting downstairs to return to her. She also called him to eat with them. The driver, completely drunk and arrogant, pulled him down to sit and then, in his chairman voice, called Zhang Min's secretary Zhang. After Zhang Min spoke, the driver immediately sobered up. The next morning, Zhang Min and Lu Shi prepared to sign the inheritance contract. The lawyer was concerned because of rumors that Zhang Min was adopted, so he wanted to confirm it once more since Mr. Wu had mentioned Zhang Min had a burn scar on his back. He wanted to check. Inside the room, Zhang Min took off his shirt for the lawyer to confirm. Afterwards, as Lu Shi signed the transfer contract, a group of people unexpectedly arrived outside, claiming to be staff sent by Zhang Min's father. He immediately called his father to confirm. Inside the house, the group announced that the company would immediately start the real estate project there. Lu Shi accused Zhang Min of deceiving her and exploiting her sympathy. Lu Shi immediately tore up the contract she had just signed. Zhang Min angrily pushed her onto a chair. The men in black said they would demolish the house, the farm, and the grapevines today. Outside, Lu Shi heard this and immediately ran out to stop the workers. The short man in black walked over and told a worker to cut down a tree that she was blocking. He then swung the saw towards Lu Shi. Unexpectedly, Zhang Min used his hand to block it, saving Lu Shi's life. In the hospital, she went to ask him why he saved her. Was it to keep his promise to her? He said that he saved her because he didn't want to be dragged into more trouble by her, and asked her to buy him a bottle of water. Outside, she ran out of money, so she took Zhang Min's wallet to buy water and saw a faceless, slightly creepy picture. After that, she came back and saw Zhang Min on the phone behind the door. She pressed her ear against it to eavesdrop and found out the reason he was selling the house was to inject money into a project in Dubai, thereby saving thousands of jobs for being cut by his father. Lu Shi sat in front of Mr. Wu's grave, confused. She had doubts about Zhang Min because he didn't seem like what his grandfather had described. She couldn't understand why. That evening, Tao Luan and Lu Shi lay outside, stargazing and drinking. When she got too drunk, he carried her back to her room. Because they were about to part ways, he was reluctant to say goodbye. He was about to steal a kiss on her lips, but thought better of it. He felt a bit perverted, so he just kissed Lu Shi's forehead. As he left, he discovered many glowing stars in the room. They led to a chest containing an old, locked iron box. He suddenly remembered Lu Shi's key from earlier and was surprised that it opened the box. But inside, there were only a few old toys. Meanwhile, Zhang Min was rudely approached by the driver, who asked to crash for the night and then took over his bed. He went out for water and unexpectedly saw Lu Shi sitting sleepily in the kitchen. She cursed at him, calling him stubborn and a thief. He helped her up, and she leaned close to him as if to kiss him. It turned out she had found a different star that Xiao Tong had marked, so she smiled happily, but her breath was so bad it almost made him faint. After that, she led him up to the room to see another mark that Xiao Tong had made in the back room. Then she wrote a note, deciding to unconditionally renounce her inheritance rights, and then pulled him under the bed to see another star. She said she would always remember Xiao Tong for him and Mr. Wu, and told him to forget this place with her and Xiao Tong, and then everything he did would get better. Zhang Min just silently kept admiring the beauty of this silly girl. In the morning, Lu Shi woke up to find Zhang Min sitting on her bed. She finally agreed to transfer the property to Zhang Min. As the two were in the room, Tao Lin unexpectedly walked in, stunned to see them together, and suspiciously questioned Zhang Min. Zhang Min, not to be outdone, immediately roasted Tao Lin, making him annoyed. He returned the box to Zhang Min and the key to Lu Shi and left. She wanted to chase after Tao Luan, but was stopped by Zhang Min. A while later, she still went downstairs to explain to Tao Luan. Zhang Min, in his room, looked at the car and played, then remembered his past. The next day, after Lu Shi hung up her last painting at the exhibition, she hugged Tao Luan in celebration and then ran to find the professor. Zhang Min walked over, gave Tao Luan some grief, and then had a verbal spar with him. Zhang Min accused Tao Luan that Lu Shi was someone who took advantage of caring for Mr. Wu in his final days to seize his assets. He then left. Outside the school, Zhang Min and the driver waited for Lu Shi to come out to sign the contract, even preparing the room money beforehand. Lu Shi walked up, preparing to sign the contract, when her family suddenly called to say her older brother was in debt. She immediately borrowed 500,000 yuan from Zhang Min to save her brother. Zhang Min was happy because his words had proven true. He accused her that after all she had done, it was ultimately to seize Mr. Wu's property. She immediately slapped him, making the driver get caught in the crossfire. Then she decisively signed a contract and left. He immediately called her back to give her the money. She walked up to him, then tore up the envelope and threw it in his face. After that, she went inside to collect her paintings and immediately wanted to return home. Tao Luan stopped her and said he would lend her 100,000 first, but she had to complete her graduation project. The next day, she sat sadly by the Xiaotong grapevine. She tended to it one last time and then tearfully said goodbye to it. After that, she bid farewell to the housekeeper couple and returned home with Tao Lin. In the afternoon, the driver investigated and informed Zhang Min of the truth behind Lu Shi borrowing money. Knowing the truth, he went to look for Lu Shi, but the housekeeper said she had already booked a plane ticket. He hurriedly drove to the airport, but ran out of gas halfway, so he had to give up, just sitting there watching the plane fly overhead. On the plane, Lu Shi was happily chatting with Tao Luan when she suddenly saw Zhang Minchen's report, which made her suddenly sad. On this side, Zhang Min stood in front of the grapevine, holding a hairpin he wanted to give Lu Shi. He recalled his memories with Lu Shi when she was still there and became pensive. Lu Shi returned home to meet her older brother. After that, she entered the house to find her belongings scattered everywhere. She called her two older brothers into the house, and the three of them sat listening to Lu Shi question their reason for taking out high-interest loans. It turned out that both brothers had invested in a woman and lost everything. On top of that, they even defended the woman who had tricked them, making Lu Shi angrily kick them out of the house, telling them to get their money back first. Luckily, Tao Luan spoke up for the two brothers, so she reluctantly agreed. The next morning, Lu Shi called to check on the housekeeper couple in Xiaotong. Then, little Bao Bao called her outside and lent her all her savings to help her father and third uncle. After that, Lu Shi asked Bao Bao for information about her friend, Yang Lin, who had scammed her two brothers. Afterwards, she went to find Yang Lin. Yang Lin tried to run away, but Lu Shi chased her, demanding the money. Yang Lin then explained that she had to trick Lu Shi's brother because her company owed her salary. After that, she led Lu Shi disguised to Suhai Company. Here, she unexpectedly ran into Zhang Min, who had returned home. In the Suhai Hotel, Zhang Min walked past Lu Shi, who was in disguise. Suddenly, he had a very familiar feeling about the person who had just passed by. He didn't think much of it because a child was missing in the hotel. In the elevator, he was scolding the driver because the search still hadn't yielded any results. In the security room, Zhang Min was sitting and reviewing the hotel security camera footage. He suddenly noticed the person in disguise in the video and felt a bit suspicious. In the room, Luna and the costume performers were dancing like tadpoles to welcome Zhang Min back home. Then, seeing the person in costume run outside, he became suspicious and chased after them. He then reached Lu Shi's hiding room. He was about to open the door and go in when the chairman walked over and scolded Zhang Min for refusing to marry Luna and for not yet settling the issue of getting the winery in France. Lu Shi, listening from inside, felt sympathetic towards Zhang Min. At the police station, Tao Luan was going through the procedure to find his birth parents. The policewoman said the probability of finding them was only 1%. He sadly reported this to his adoptive mother, who encouraged him to keep searching, even if he didn't find them. At the hotel, Lu Shi entered the elevator, and Zhang Min appeared, making Lu Shi feel helpless that despite hiding so well, she was still found. He apologized to her for misunderstanding her in France. He said that when she returned, he had asked the housekeeper couple for her address to apologize, but they firmly refused. Now that he saw her again, he could finally apologize. Lu Shi didn't dwell on it anymore and forgave him. After that, she went downstairs to retrieve her clothes, but the receptionist said Yang Lin had already taken them. Disappointed, she was about to leave just like that, but Zhang Min offered to give her a ride. In his Audi, he said she could either go back to France or stay by his side because his headaches were very severe, but when she was around, he felt at peace. Hearing this, she was suddenly surprised, thinking he was not only sick but also a pervert. He said he would give her a job where she didn't have to do anything but be by his side, and he would pay off all her brother's debt for her. She angrily demanded he stop the car because the man in front of her only talked about money and transactions. Getting out, she didn't forget to stick her head back in and call Zhang Min a pervert. He then chased after her and pulled her head back into the car. Upon returning home, he kept clinging to her, trying to persuade Lu Shi to stay by his side. She refused and told him to stay away from her. Her older brother, standing nearby, saw this and warned him to stay away from his sister, then used a hose to spray him until he was completely wet. After that, inside the house, her older brother's attitude did a 180-degree turn when he learned Zhang Min was the director of Suhai Company. He even obediently offered Zhang Min a towel. When he saw his sister scolding Zhang Min, he immediately spoke up for Zhang Min and then said he would treat him to a good meal to apologize. Lu Shi used the excuse that Zhang Min was busy with work and tried to send him home, but Zhang Min firmly refused, deciding to stay for dinner. He then asked her older brother to let him help, and her older brother immediately agreed, ignoring Lu Shi, who stood there helplessly. During dinner, the whole family stared at him. Little Bao Bao introduced everyone to Zhang Min. He wondered why Lu Shi's name wasn't Zhou Pao. She heard that and immediately scolded him for teasing her. Her older brother insisted she offer a toast to apologize to Zhang Min. Tao Luan, sitting nearby, drank in her place. Lu Shi turned to thank Tao Luan for paying for her. Then Zhang Min reached for the wine glass in Lu Shi's hand and drank it for her. He scolded her, saying girls shouldn't drink, which made her angry. So she took the wine bottle and drank a full glass. After that, Zhang Min and Tao Luan competed to drink wine, and her second brother, sitting there, also followed Zhang Min's lead, until they all got completely drunk and started causing trouble. Lu Shi angrily left, with Zhang Min and Tao Luan stumbling behind. Zhang Min wanted to go into her room, but Tao Luan blocked him at the door. Both were so drunk they went crazy. The two started a verbal fight. Then Zhang Min used his hand as a gun and shot Tao Luan, who covered his head to avoid the bullets, allowing Zhang Min to run inside. The next morning, the two guys were lying on the bed, hugging each other very affectionately. They woke up with a start and jumped away from each other in panic. As Zhang Min was leaving, Tao Luan told him to stay away from everyone's lives here for a bit. The next morning at the company, Chairman Liu was comfortably sitting in his office, which surprised Zhang Min. He then questioned Zhang Min about what grievances he had with his Lu Na, causing his daughter to take out her anger on him. Chairman Liu advised Zhang Min to treat Lu Na carefully to avoid losing the cooperation contract with his BK group, and only then could he secure his position as general manager. After that, Lu Shi was at home, tending to the flowers in the garden, when she received a call from Suhai Company. She immediately went there to refuse Zhang Min's job offer. When she arrived, she unexpectedly saw Zhang Min hugging Lu Na inside the office and froze for a moment, speechless. In the office, Lu Na pretended to cry and took advantage of the situation to hug Zhang Min. He helplessly sent her away, saying, "Lu Na, don't come looking for me during work hours." When she left, he called his secretary to see Lu Na out, and the secretary told him that Lu Shi had just come see him. He was surprised and awkward, his mind completely chaotic, and his headache returned. Lu Shi, on her way back, noticed that the flowers in the room were not arranged correctly, so she rearranged them. The gardener came over to stop her, and when he realized she wasn't a guest at the hotel, he immediately chased her away. In the office, the driver handed documents to Zhang Min. He then asked for confirmation again if Lu Shi had come today. After that, he tried to call her, but couldn't, so he sat in the room, deep in thought. That evening at home, Lu Shi was eating dinner when she suddenly asked her two older brothers if they wanted to find their birth parents. When she learned Tao Luan was trying to find his parents, Yang Lin unexpectedly showed up at their house, crying because her landlord had evicted her, so the two brothers brought her inside. Lu Shi gave her a bowl of rice and stuck chopsticks upright in it, as if offering it to a hungry ghost for Yang Lin. The girl-crazy older brother went over and gave her some money, and the second brother even took out a bamboo scroll to give to Yang Lin. Lu Shi was furious at her brother for being so easily fooled by a woman, so she immediately called a family meeting. She demanded that from tomorrow, her brothers must work to pay off their debts. Yang Lin must stay and work as a receptionist and cleaner, and she would go out and earn extra money. Inside the house, Zhang Min talked with his father. He had a solution to the Dubai construction project problem, so he wanted to ask his father to reconsider the marriage alliance with the Liu family. His father angrily scolded him for overestimating himself and ordered him to quickly marry Lu Na and cooperate with BK Group. After that, he found his mother. She asked about his relationship with Lu Na, but he remained silent. She didn't force him to marry Lu Na and was sympathetic to the pressure his father put on him. The next morning, Lu Shi prepared to go job hunting. She had to borrow Yang Lin's high heels for the interview. The walk seemed difficult because the shoes were a bit big, so she stuffed paper into them to make them fit. Tao Luan walked over, saw this, and knelt down to put a bandage on her, worried she would get blisters. Tao Luan gave Lu Shi a gift for her interview and then saw her off into the car. In the car, she took out the camera Tao Luan had made and given her. Inside, there were pictures of Tao Luan and everyone in the house, along with a love confession he sent her. At the company, Zhang Min was in a meeting, but his eyes were only on his phone screen, waiting for Lu Shi's message. After the meeting, he told the driver to order some vegetables from Lu Shi's family resort and have them delivered to his house. Tao Luan helped everyone deliver food to Zhang Min's house. While waiting, he curiously looked at the constellation pictures on the wall. Zhang Min's mother seemed to see a reflection of her son when he was little, but when she asked about him, she learned his parents were in America, so she didn't dwell on it anymore. At the resort, the two older brothers and Yang Lin were at home when the debt collectors came to cause more damage. Lu Shi, feeling disheartened while waiting for results at the company, received a call from her older brother, so she immediately ran back. Zhang Min was also at this company signing a contract when he saw Lu Shi rushing back. He then left, intending to pick her up, but she had already taken a taxi and left. She returned to the hotel to find the debt collectors there. She went up to them and scolded them for ruining her business and asked where they thought she'd get the money to pay the debt. The bald man scornfully told her she couldn't even afford shoes, so where would she get the money to pay? Zhang Min then arrived, said he would pay the debt, and sent all the thugs away. After that, he teased Lu Shi a few times, making her angry and telling him to leave. Her older brother immediately came to help Zhang Min and asked him to make her answer his WeChat messages and pulled her away. After that, he bought a lot of things for Lu Shi, making her feel like he was messing with her. He also playfully told her to prepare herself because he wasn't tired of teasing her yet. She angrily demanded to return all the items. He even challenged her to return the shoes and walk barefoot home. Who knew she would actually do it, forcing him to carry the shoes and chase after her until she finally agreed to put them back on. After that, he gave her the hairpin she liked and told her not to refuse his calls, then immediately ran off, leaving her standing there bewildered. After that, he rode his Audi sports model to Chairman Lu's house. The chairman was engrossed in cooking, so he made Zhang Min wait for a while. Then, he invited him to try the noodles and soup he had cooked himself. As he ate, he hinted at his intentions regarding Zhang Min, then proposed to sell his shares in a company that Chairman Lu wanted to buy. In exchange for the shares, Chairman Lu had to agree to the cooperation between BK Group and Suhai Company. Chairman Lu smiled at Zhang Min's cleverness, but stated that the cooperation between BK Group and Suhai Company could only happen if they became family. That evening, Lu Shi went to find Tao Luan to talk. He told her that Yang Lin had informed him that Zhang Min had paid off her debt for her. She remained silent. Tao Luan saw her foot was hurt and wanted to take her to buy shoes, but she already had some. Knowing Zhang Min bought them, he became jealous and scolded her for not staying away from Zhang Min. Then he asked about his gift, and, realizing she hadn't looked at it, Tao Luan walked over to her side. He awkwardly confessed his feelings to Lu Shi, but she thought he was teasing her. Tao Luan affirmed he was serious about this love, and then took advantage of her distraction to hug Lu Shi tightly. She immediately pushed him away and left. Meanwhile, Zhang Min was given soup by Lu Na, but unfortunately, she put mushrooms in it, causing him to have an allergic reaction and end up in the hospital. He foolishly asked the doctor to give him more injections to recover quickly, but the doctor enlightened her, explaining that if he received more injections, he would immediately be beyond recovery and wouldn't have another chance to have an allergic reaction. She became annoyed and scolded the doctor in the room. Lu Shi thoughtfully looked at Zhang Min's hairpin and thought about Tao Luan's confession, her mind a mess, unsure whom to choose. Then she hugged the hairpin and lay on the bed, thinking about Zhang Min, wondering if she was doing something wrong. The next morning, she was exhausted from a sleepless night of thinking. After that, she was carelessly changing a light bulb and fell. Tao Lin immediately caught her, making her shyly turn away. The awkward atmosphere was instantly broken as everyone in the house was looking at them. Tao Luan explained that he had confessed his feelings to Lu Shi, which was why she was so shy. The next morning at the company, the secretary informed the chairman that Zhang Min had successfully persuaded Chairman Lu to agree to cooperate with Suhai Company, which surprised him. That afternoon, Lu Shi was watering plants and admiring the hairpin when Suhai Company called. Meanwhile, Zhang Min, who was jogging, stopped to ask his secretary about Lu Shi's documents he had given him. Zhang Min requested that the secretary find a job for her, so she would always be by his side 24/7. The secretary, innocently playing a game, replied that there was a director's secretary position he was currently filling that could work. After saying that, seeing Zhang Min's gaze, he suddenly realized something was wrong and had even started to brag about his own talents. Zhang Min felt that if he was so talented, staying by his side would be a waste. So he told him to prepare the documents well for his successor, who would be coming to the company for an interview soon. She went to the company, but didn't go in immediately. Instead, she went to the flower garden, carrying a bucket of fertilizer for the flowers. Suddenly, Zhang Min appeared behind her, startling her. He came to interview her and tried to act important, being the general manager, but couldn't pull a chair with one hand and had to use both, which made him a bit awkward. He didn't even bother to look at her resume, knowing her capabilities immediately. So, she handed him the bucket of fertilizer she made for him to smell, which angered him. He remained calm and advised her to stay by his side as a secretary because he needed her. He wanted to keep Lu Shi close because she made him feel very peaceful. She was touched and agreed. After that, she tried to return the hairpin, but he refused, telling her to throw it away if she didn't like it. She thought the hairpin was meant for someone else, so she no longer wanted to accept it. Lu Shi sat thoughtfully, pondering Zhang Min's words, then saw him talking to some woman nearby. Returning to his office, Zhang Min had a headache from meeting the strange woman. He asked his driver if Lu Shi was about to start work. A while later, as she was coming out of training, a car pulled up and blocked her, forcing her inside. She panicked and pleaded, but it turned out to be Zhang Min, who came to pick her up for work. However, they still hadn't reached their destination by evening. The driver was confused that the two in the back were already asleep and nodding off. Plus, the driver had taken a wrong turn and then ran out of gas halfway. Luckily, an uncle from a nearby house kindly let everyone temporarily sleep in a room at his place. Zhang Min, doing nothing, was scolded by Lu Shi for getting in the way. The driver wanted to sleep next to Lu Shi, but Zhang Min got in between them, not letting him sleep next to her. At night, the driver's snoring and restlessness kept Zhang Min from sleeping. He tried to climb over Lu Shi to get to the other side, but the driver kicked him, causing them both to accidentally kiss. After that, he went outside to stand guard for her while she relieved herself, and then they both stood gazing at the moon. He gave her the hairpin back and clarified that he bought it because he saw she liked it. She shyly let him pin it in her hair, and they both watched the night sky as Lu Shi unconsciously smiled with joy. The next morning, he left the driver behind and took Lu Shi to the training place. At this moment, Lu Na was there and, seeing Zhang Min, happily ran to him, making Lu Shi feel a little downhearted seeing her so close to him. He awkwardly pulled his hand away from Lu Na and kept looking at Lu Shi as if wanting to explain something to her. Just as he was about to go say something to Lu Shi, Lu Na blocked him and pulled him into the car. At the dormitory, Lu Shi lay thinking about the kiss and became increasingly annoyed, quickly wiping her lips. In winter, Lu Shi returned to the hotel to visit everyone and was warmly welcomed. After that, she went to find Tao Luan to ask about his search for his birth parents. She helped him post online to find Tao Luan's parents. Tao Luan thanked her, but she said there was no need for formalities as they were family. He immediately understood that she didn't have any romantic feelings for him and was saying that to reject him. Tao Luan leaned in, wanting to kiss her, but she showed no reaction at all, which surprised him. He realized she truly had no romantic feelings for Tao Luan. The next morning, Zhang Min was eating with his family. His mother noticed his bad complexion and asked about his work, then advised him to go out and have fun and maybe go on a date with a girl. His uncle quickly blurted out that Zhang Min had been treating a girl well a few days ago, which didn't make his father happy. That evening, Zhang Min was watching a video at Lu Shi's family's hotel when he suddenly noticed Tao Luan had a burn scar on his back, similar to his own. The next day, Mr. Wu came to congratulate the interns who had completed their tests and distributed uniforms to everyone. To Lu Shi's surprise, Mr. Wu then took her to the group sales department. Meanwhile, Zhang Min looked at Tao Luan's back scar again and called his secretary in to secretly investigate Tao Luan and asked him to call Lu Shi to his office. Upon arriving at work, Lu Shi wasn't paying attention to her job, but rather to the plants. The director walked over, handed her a stack of documents, and told her to complete them. Right after starting, she was reportedly cursed out by a customer who filed a complaint against her. After that, she met a client who had made a large booking, but the company didn't have enough rooms. She suggested a solution to the client, but the client got angry, so Lu Shi immediately talked back to her. After that, the director walked over with a smiling face and announced that all employees should clap and congratulate her. In just one morning of being new, she had already received 2 complaints, setting the company record. Hearing this, Lu Shi's smiling face suddenly shortened. The director even encouraged her to try to get one more complaint. Meanwhile, Zhang Min received Tao Luan's documents from his secretary. That evening, as Lu Shi was tidying up her office, Zhang Min came to her, scolding her for not coming to see him during her lunch break. She pouted and said he already had a fiancée, so why was he still asking her to meet him? Zhang Min realized Lu Shi was jealous and clarified that he and Lu Na were just an arranged match by their families, and he had never agreed to love Lu Na. That evening, Lu Shi was sitting alone by the pool when she saw a woman go down into the pool, then go to the other side to drink wine. Seeing the girl sitting and crying, Lu Shi got scared and immediately left. That evening, she investigated and found out the girl was a celebrity who had just broken up with her boyfriend. The next day, she immediately went to inform Zhang Min of her suspicions. Both went to the client's room and knocked on the door, but received no response. Lu Shi quickly ran into the room and saw the client climbing out onto the balcony, so she rushed to pull her back. The client was angry because she just wanted to reach for a towel, but was misunderstood as trying to harm herself. And on top of that, they had barged into her room. She scolded the two of them for a while, so Zhang Min had to produce a live streaming contract for the company's event to silence her. When they went outside, he advised her to follow company regulations and not to do whatever she wanted on her own. After that, she showed him information she was using to help Tao Luan find his birth parents. The earring was the only clue about Tao Luan's birth mother. Zhang Min looked at the earring and his headache returned. Then he told her to send him the photo and left. In the room, he compared the earring to the one his mother used to wear, which greatly surprised him. A while later, Zhang Min went to see his birth mother. He quickly looked for her other earring and questioned her about where the other one was. Initially, she tried to hide it, but when she learned he had found her missing child, she confessed everything. He felt guilty for his birth mother's actions, but she did everything for her son to be where he is today. He didn't want to see his mother make more mistakes and wanted to expose her. She stopped him, saying she had suffered enough punishment from God for her sins. Zhang Min didn't want his birth mother to get into more trouble, so he decided to leave and tell the whole truth. As he reached the door, his mother suddenly fainted, so he quickly rushed her to the hospital. That evening, Lu Shi went to throw out the trash and saw Zhang Min sitting at her gate. When he saw her, he walked over and hugged Lu Shi, making her worried something had happened to him. Tao Luan walked over, saw the affectionate scene, and could only stand there rooted to the spot, watching the two of them leave. After that, Zhang Min and Lu Shi went into his room, unsure what to do. Later, when she was about to leave, he pulled her into his arms. He asked her if she would still be by his side if he wasn't the heir to Su Hai Group. He also revealed the truth that he was adopted by the chairman at a young age to replace his missing son, then asked her to stay with him tonight, leaving Tao Lun worried all night. The next morning, Lu Shi was sleeping soundly, embracing Zhang Min. He woke up and found himself admiring her beauty, almost unable to resist kissing her. A while later, Lu Shi woke up, read Zhang Min's message, and felt happy and joyful. Zhang Min and his adoptive mother were at the hospital for a checkup, where she took him to meet an old friend she hadn't contacted in 25 years. Upon entering the room, he was surprised to realize it was his birth mother. After his adoptive mother left, his birth mother spoke to him. He advised his birth mother to stop the wrongful act she was doing, but she refused, saying she had suffered enough torment for her son to be where he is today. She also said that if he found her other child, he should inform her so she could help Zhang Min resolve things, but he refused and left immediately. Meanwhile, Lu Shi was at Zhang Min's house eating breakfast. She asked Secretary Xiao where Zhang Min had gone. He found it strange that she was so concerned about Zhang Min, and Zhang Min was also very concerned about Lu Shi, but every time they met, they argued. Lu Shi just blushed and smiled when she heard this. At this moment, Lu Na came looking for Secretary Xiao, who quickly made Lu Shi hide and then went to the door to greet Lu Na. He told Lu Na that Zhang Min had gone to the hospital, which made Lu Na a bit suspicious. He then put on a perverted face and successfully drove her away. That evening, Lu Shi returned home, and Tao Luan came to talk to her. He asked her about her feelings towards Zhang Min. Tao Luan said that Zhang Min already had a fiancé and didn't need Lu Shi's pity. She stubbornly insisted otherwise because she had made a promise to Zhang Min. She would be willing to be by his side whenever he wanted to see her. Tao Luan still advised her to stop, like someone who can't get what they want tries to spoil it for others. Lu Shi didn't want to hear what he had to say and was about to leave when Tao Luan held her back and accidentally broke her flower pot, making her angry, so she walked away. The next day, Zhang Min went home to confront his father about the online article stating he and Lu Na were about to get married. His father didn't deny his actions and even threw a pile of photos of Lu Shi and him for Zhang Min to see. He scolded Zhang Min for having an unclear relationship with Lu Shi. Zhang Min, unwilling to back down, said he was very much like his father, wanting a wife and another woman outside, and having 2 children just in case. His father, seeing that he wanted to be with Lu Shi, told him to give up Su Hai Company to be with her anytime. Meanwhile, Lu Shi, sitting in a car, heard the news report about Zhang Min and Lu Na's upcoming marriage and tearfully fell silent. Returning home, she kept staring at the article and refused to go to work. After arriving at the company, she accidentally met Zhang Min in the hallway and quickly ran away. While she was working, Secretary Xiao called her to the director's office. He questioned her why she wasn't answering her phone. She replied that since he had a fiancée, he no longer needed her for anything, and he shouldn't look for her again in the future. He immediately ran to hug her and said he would solve the problem. As they were embracing passionately, Secretary Xiao interrupted, saying Lu Na was about to arrive, so Lu Shi angrily left. A while later, Lu Na came to find him and was given the cold shoulder. She asked him about their engagement, and he told Lu Na that he hadn't thought about it at all and hadn't been informed about the article beforehand. She told him to come home for dinner that night, as it was the first time both families would eat together, so he reluctantly agreed. That evening, the 2 families had dinner with the unexpected presence of Zhang Min's birth mother, which angered his father. Because Zhang Min had a stomachache, he wanted to eat a little porridge. When he was about to drink wine, his birth mother immediately stopped him, surprising everyone. After that, his father and birth mother went outside to talk. His father scolded her for coming there. She said she only came because she wanted to see his in-laws. His father angrily grabbed her by the neck and threatened her, making Zhang Min, standing nearby, heartbroken and only able to stand silently to the side. After that, Zhang Min took his birth mother home and applied medicine to her wounds. She told him that he absolutely had to marry Lu Na for her to consider her wish fulfilled. He agreed with her to comfort her. Meanwhile, Lu Shi was sitting at home when Zhang Min called and messaged her, asking her out. The two talked outside. He told her he was like a puppet, always controlled, completely unable to choose his own love. He questioned her why she always avoided him. She told him she was afraid it was wrong and that it would upset his fiancée, which was why she acted that way. He immediately hugged her tightly and was about to ask if she would choose to be with him when Tao Lun interrupted. Zhang Min saw Lu Shi was silent and didn't say anything, so he just disappointedly left. The next morning, Lu Shi learned that her second older brother was involved in the company's client's missing ring incident, so she anxiously ran to Zhang Min's office. She insisted her brother wasn't a thief, making him furiously scold her and then chase her away. Outside, Lu Shi went all over the hallway to look for that ring. Meanwhile, Zhang Min's office found some inconsistencies. At the time the female client lost her ring, Lu Shi's second older brother had not left the hall. He found this suspicious, so he told Secretary Xiao to call the police to investigate. A while later, Zhang Min called the female client into the monitoring room to talk. He showed her evidence that she had intentionally approached Lu Shi's second older brother and threatened to call the police, which hit a nerve and terrified her. After that, he proposed a solution and had Secretary Xiao arrange for the ring to be placed in a potted plant in the hallway. When Zhang Min was in the elevator, he had a hazy headache and saw Tao Lun, but managed to keep his composure. Tao Lun advised him to stay away from Lu Shi, not wanting to be dragged into a romantic relationship with him since Zhang Min was about to get engaged. Zhang Min told Tao Lun that he and Lu Shi were still involved in one matter, which was helping Tao Lun find his birth parents, which was why he continued to stay close to her. He was about to reveal Tao Lun's true identity when his father appeared, preventing him from speaking. That evening, he sat alone, looking at Tao Lun's file in his hand. Lu Shi and everyone at home celebrated because she found the ring, clearing her second older brother's name. The next day, Lu Shi was being scolded by her boss for being nosy when Zhang Min walked over and took the sales documents from his team. Zhang Min's face was cold, not even glancing at Lu Shi, while she just stood there, lost in thought, looking at him. After work, Lu Shi stayed behind to work until everyone else had left. Suddenly, Lu Na came, even bringing food for Lu Shi. Lu Shi suspected why this woman was being so nice, so she asked if there was something she wanted to say. Lu Na didn't hide her intentions and told Lu Shi that she wanted to introduce her to some potential dates, so Lu Shi could forget about Zhang Min. Only then would Lu Na feel at ease. Not fearing Lu, she would steal Zhang Min from her. Hearing this, Lu Shi immediately refused Lu Na and left. Returning home, Tao Lun showed everyone his plan to renovate their hotel, but everyone in the house kept bringing up Zhang Min, which spoiled Lu Shi's appetite. Annoyed, she decided she would go on blind dates until no one in the house mentioned Zhang Min's name again. The next morning, she went to the restaurant she had arranged with Lu Na for the blind date. Lu Na immediately took pictures and sent them to both Zhang Min and Tao Lun. Tao Lun saw this and immediately ran off. Zhang Min, on his side, also skipped the company meeting and left to find Lu Shi. Meanwhile, Lu Shi waited and finally, her blind date arrived. The two awkwardly introduced themselves, then felt less shy discussing what to say on a first date. After that, Zhang Min drove up and saw her and the other man talking happily. He was about to go in when Tao Lun unexpectedly ran over, so he decided against it. Inside, Tao Lun, seeing the two of them happy, announced to the other man that he was pursuing Lu Shi, making the man leave. She scolded him for deliberately interfering, but he said that if she wanted someone to help her forget Zhang Min, she could consider him. Lu Shi immediately rejected him, not wanting any misunderstandings with Tao Lun. After that, Lu Shi was scolded by her boss for messing up all the documents, so that evening she had to painstakingly piece them back together, one by one. Zhang Min knew this, so he sent Secretary Xiao to help, but Secretary Xiao came and said he had seen the blind date guy helping her fix the documents that afternoon. Secretary Xiao then reported back to Zhang Min, making him feel sad and uneasy. Lu Shi was dealing with problems at the company when a drunk Zhang Min arrived, jealous, asking her why she rejected him. He said he liked her, then kissed her lips. She was surprised and pushed Zhang Min away, making him pass out instantly. So, she took him to the hospital and then went closer to admire his handsome face. Lu Na arrived, making Lu Shi stand up in surprise. She questioned Lu Shi why Zhang Min had fainted near her. Lu Shi explained to Lu Na, but Lu Na completely misunderstood, even saying that Lu Shi deliberately worked extra hours at the company to attract Zhang Min's attention. Seeing the two girls arguing too loudly, Zhang Min woke up, stopped them, and told Lu Shi to go home first. The next day, Secretary Xiao ran over to check on him. Zhang Min immediately told him to go back to the company to see if Lu Shi was still working extra hours and report back. After that, he returned to the company, and Lu Na came, bringing many fruits to take care of Zhang Min, but he reassured her and sent her home. On top of that, she insisted he see her off. Tao Luan, meanwhile, went to find Lu Shi and discovered she was sleeping, so he covered her with a jacket. Coincidentally, Lu Na led Zhang Min there, so he could see everything. Zhang Min immediately got angry, scolded Lu Na for intentionally leading him there, and intended to break off their engagement, then left. Lu Shi, upon waking and seeing that scene, didn't understand what had happened but shrugged it off. That evening, Lu Shi had a plan and wanted to call Secretary Xiao to ask him to send it to Zhang Min, but Secretary Xiao was busy on a business trip, so he told her to go to the swimming pool herself to submit it to Zhang Min. Upon arriving, she didn't see anyone and was about to turn back when she saw Zhang Min at the bottom of the pool. Without thinking much, she jumped in, wanting to rescue him, but once at the bottom, she couldn't pull him up, so he ended up saving her. On shore, she talked about her report. He didn't say anything, then reminded her to report it to the planning team, and then to Secretary Xiao in the future. After that, he wiped her with a towel and reminded her to change her clothes to avoid catching a cold, which made her shy because of his warmth. The next evening, he and she carried out her customer appreciation plan, as the client couple gazed emotionally at the blooming azaleas. Zhang Min also took her hand from behind, his face clearly showing happiness. The next day, her boss called Lu Shi up to commend her. Her plan had helped the company achieve high sales, and she was even awarded a medal. Meanwhile, General Manager Zhang was dealing with a customer problem regarding food served at the hotel. After that, he and the chairman met to discuss a solution. When a female employee presented a plan, he immediately rejected it because he felt it would harm their cooperation with another company. But the chairman decided to follow the female employee's plan, regardless of what Zhang Min suggested. After the meeting, he was about to leave when the chairman scolded him for being weak and indecisive in his work. He immediately pushed the chairman's hand away. The chairman raised his hand to slap him, but Zhang Min immediately blocked it and retorted, then walked away, leaving the chairman stunned. Meanwhile, Lu Shi was walking when she noticed Secretary Xiao burying his head in trash. So, she went to ask him, and he explained the situation to her and asked her to help him find the suspicious food that caused his vomiting. After that, she found a cup of tea and suspected it was the cause, then said she would help him analyze the ingredients of the tea bag inside. She quickly analyzed all the ingredients and gave the results to Secretary Xiao to ask the doctor. He told her to report it tomorrow, but she refused and asked Secretary Xiao to report it for her, also making him promise to keep it a secret from Zhang Min. The next day, after work, Lu Shi entered the elevator and was surprised to see Zhang Min already inside. As the two were inside, the lights in the elevator flickered and then went out, trapping both of them. She panicked, and he even told her a horror story, making her even more scared, panicked, crying, and calling for help for her brother. A while later, the two were rescued by Secretary Zhao's people. On the street, Lu Shi was walking home when Tao Lun approached. He shamelessly tried to express his feelings to Lu Shi, but she still rejected him as usual. Meanwhile, Zhang Min returned home and stood in front of the mirror, reminding himself that his true identity was Zhang Qi, not Zhang Min. The next day, a press conference was held to address the incident where a customer encountered problems using cosmetics at Suhai Hotel. Zhang Min and Lu Na bowed their heads in sincere apology to all parties involved at the press conference. After the press conference ended, the chairman called Zhang Min to his office to talk. He scolded Zhang Min for going against his wishes at the press conference. Zhang Min still didn't think he was wrong and retorted to his father. He angrily said his father was treating him like a dog by his side. His father warned him to know his place. The next day, Lu Na came to return Zhang Min's jacket. He asked her if she met someone who truly loved her, would she reconsider? She suspiciously asked him if the person he loved was Lu Shi. He didn't deny anything and consistently rejected her, no matter how much she promised to change for him. That afternoon, Zhang Min took Lu Shi out for a meal. Seeing a call from Lu Na, she was about to leave in a huff, so he revealed that it was his real birthday today to make her stay. After that, she took him to a local noodle shop. The two happily ate together. She showed him how to eat noodles deliciously, as it was his first time eating them. Meanwhile, Lu Na, waiting endlessly at a restaurant, felt so upset she almost cried. After that, Lu Shi and Zhang Min sat on a Ferris wheel. He confided in her, and she happily wished him a happy birthday. Then, the two shared a sweet kiss, which made Secretary Xiao below so annoyed that he immediately stopped the Ferris wheel. After that, Lu Shi pulled her lips away from Zhang Min, questioning why things had to be so complicated. He expressed his feelings, saying he wanted to be with her his whole life. She heartbreakingly told him to stop, because the two of them couldn't change the outcome that they wouldn't end up together. After that, Zhang Min returned home to find his adoptive mother organizing a birthday celebration for him. He hugged her gratefully. Then, his birth mother also called him and had prepared a cake for his birthday. She constantly reminded Zhang Min to quickly become the heir of Su Hai Group. He just comforted her to take care of her health and helped her to bed. The next day, Tao Luan came to Zhang Min's house to deliver vegetables, and suddenly, memories from his childhood flashed in his mind when he saw the children's room. Downstairs, he spoke to Zhang Min's adoptive mother, saying he loved astronomy, which made her remember her own young son. At the company, Lu Shi was unexpectedly accused of leaking confidential information to others. She firmly denied it. Everyone went to the meeting room. The director blamed everything on Lu Shi, believing that the friend who helped Lu Shi recover documents had stolen the company's confidential documents. He proposed firing her immediately. Zhang Min criticized everyone for not handling the situation properly, hastily firing an employee without knowing the truth. He angrily said that if they wanted to fire Lu Shi, they would have to fire him too, and then left. Lu Shi chased after him, persuading him to stop thinking wildly. He told her the seriousness of being fired, as this incident would bring her a lifetime of infamy. Suddenly, Secretary Xiao showed him a news article about rumors of Zhang Min and Lu Shi having dinner, causing the whole company to gossip. Meanwhile, Lu Na came to find Tao Lun. Seeing that he wanted to buy a car, she led him to a used car market. She grimaced looking at the cars there. She spoke with disdain, seeing only assembled cars, then offered to lend him her company car. He was about to refuse, but she persuaded him for a while, and it sounded reasonable, so he immediately agreed. Everyone at the hotel was happy to receive the fancy car from her. Unexpectedly, Lu Na then saw news about Zhang Min and Lu Shi. On this side, Zhang Min at the company was dealing with the online news, reports of rumors about him, and Lu Shi having dinner. Lu Shi at home was sad because she had implicated so many people. The company's confidential documents were leaked, and Lu Shi was the biggest suspect, being suspected of being a business spy. And on top of that, she was involved in rumors of being a third party online. After that, Zhang Min returned home. His father hit him on the head with an object because of the uproar in the newspapers. Chairman Lu also canceled the engagement with his family. His father scolded him for causing such a big problem. He retorted to his father, saying he only cared about marriage alliances to cooperate with BK, completely disregarding his feelings. His father angrily kicked him out of the company, but Zhang Min wouldn't let his father do that. After that, Zhang Min went to Lu Shi's house, wanting to find her. He called her, but didn't dare to make the call, so he just asked her a few questions and expressed to her that she was like oxygen in his suffocating life. Even if she rejected him, she would always be the reason he loved this life. As he sat there alone, Tao Lun returned. He talked for a while and then advised Zhang Min not to go looking for Lu Shi anymore. The next morning, Secretary Xiao showed him Lu Na's interview on TV. She affirmed that she and Zhang Min were childhood sweethearts and completely refuted all online rumors about him and Lu Shi. After that, he was summoned to an emergency meeting. During the meeting, he and his father argued about the decision to uphold Lu Na's engagement. His father ordered him to send Lu Shi away and use the upcoming time to fall in love with Lu Na. The chairman threatened to harm Lu Shi to make him give her up. After that, Lu Na at home determined to go on a hunger strike until she fainted. She adamantly wanted to marry Zhang Min and even made her father call him. Outside, his father agreed to Lu Na and Zhang Min's marriage, but threatened him that if he ever hurt his daughter again, he would make him regret it for the rest of his life. After that, he brought food to Lu Na. He told her he wanted to call off the marriage. She still wanted to cling to him, but he simply wanted to reject Lu Na's feelings for him. After that, Zhang Min returned to the company. Secretary Xiao reported that he had found the person who said Lu Shi sold the documents to him, but that person was reluctant to reveal themselves. He suspected the person was hired and asked about Lu Shi's current situation. Suddenly, Lu Na burst in, bringing decorative items and furniture to his office. His uncle later came to tell Zhang Min that Lu Na would be working in the company to have more contact with Zhang Min once they were married, so his father had made Lu Na his personal assistant. Meanwhile, Lu Shi was in an even worse situation. She wasn't given any work and was shunned by her colleagues, who wouldn't let her see any company documents. A while later, Zhang Min met Lu Shi in the elevator, carrying coffee and food. He angrily pulled her aside, scolding her because he didn't want to see her doing such things. What he wanted was for her to be by his side. She wanted to stroke his cheek, but hesitated and pulled her hand back. After that, he took her to meet Secretary Xiao, so he could resolve Lu Shi's problem. Zhang Min's birth mother went to a restaurant, a place she used to take Zhang Min when he was little. She used to tell her son that after moving in with his adoptive father and mother, he should regularly write letters to her and send them there. Today, when she arrived, the waiter handed her a package. After reading the documents inside, her face suddenly changed color. The paper turned out to be the DNA test results of Tao Luan and Zhang Min's father. She was surprised to learn that Tao Luan was the child she had abandoned years ago. Meanwhile, Zhang Min stood with his ear pressed against the wall, eavesdropping on the room next door. Secretary Xiao was helping Lu Shi find evidence. Hearing him run to his room, he didn't have time to react, jumped back to his desk, and awkwardly pretended to be reading documents. But his posture today was a bit strange. Secretary Xiao reported that he had found evidence proving Lu Shi's innocence. He immediately called a meeting for tomorrow to resolve the matter. The next day, the meeting took place. The director was about to invite the witness in, but Zhang Min stopped him and presented his analysis, proving Lu Shi's innocence. After that, the director invited the witness in. He firmly asserted that Lu Shi had sold the documents to him. Zhang Min, hearing this, immediately told Secretary Xiao to call the police for selling company documents. The witness, startled, immediately scolded the director, threatening that he would risk everything if the director didn't guarantee his safety. The frightened director quickly dragged the witness outside. The chairman felt there was nothing more to discuss and wanted to adjourn the meeting. Luna unexpectedly questioned why Lu Shi, who had a small hotel, was working at their resort, making everyone suspect she was poaching company clients for her own hotel. So, Lu Shi called Tao Luan to explain clearly. Tao Luan ran over and enlightened the bigwig sitting there. He scolded them for having such a huge resort, yet being afraid of a tiny hotel becoming a competitor. Tao Luan also couldn't understand why all their faults were being piled onto Lu Shi alone. Then he pulled her away. Zhang Min immediately chased after them. Luna, seeing this, also followed Zhang Min to stop him. He caught up and advised Lu Shi to stay, but Luna wouldn't allow it. He then turned to scold her, asking who she was to control him and the two of them. She then used her status as his fiancée and her father's significant contribution to the company to dismiss Lu Shi. Luna demanded an immediate engagement, so no one else would cling to him or this company. Tao Luan, hearing this, immediately blamed Zhang Min, saying it was Zhang Min who initially clung to Lu Shi, not the other way around. Luna revealed the truth, that Tao Luan also wanted Lu Shi to quit, and he had even agreed to accept the car to help Luna. But now he was blaming Luna, which surprised Lu Shi. Tao Luan immediately returned the car to Luna. Zhang Min still pleaded with Lu Shi to stay at the company, but Luna firmly refused. Lu Shi still decided to leave and took the car as a condition for her resignation. Zhang Min unleashed all his anger on Luna. She tearfully accused Zhang Min of forcing her to do everything but that. He hugged her and apologized, then left, ignoring her standing there. The next day, Lu Shi went to find Secretary Xiao to thank him for trusting and helping her clear her name. She also made him breakfast and said goodbye before leaving the company. He was reluctant, but still told her she should inform Zhang Min. As soon as she left the room, she bumped into Zhang Min. He was happy to see her and told her to quickly go to the technical department to start her new job. He went in and saw the breakfast she made to thank Secretary Xiao. He was jealous, claiming all the credit should be his, and then told Secretary Xiao to bring the food into his room. Secretary Xiao didn't dare argue, angrily packed the food, and told him to eat this farewell meal himself, since Lu Shi had already left anyway. Zhang Min, hearing this, hurriedly chased after Lu Shi, but she had already entered the elevator. He immediately rushed down the stairs and stopped her in the elevator. He asked her why she still decided to leave without giving him a chance to give her a satisfactory answer. She had known from the beginning that his answer was Su High Company, while her answer was family. The two of them shouldn't have met from the start to avoid regrets. After that, she wished him happiness and asked him to let her go. Meanwhile, the police said they had found Tao Luan's father, so he immediately ran to the police station. The policewoman handed Tao Luan the DNA test result, making him overjoyed. The next day, Zhang Min took Luna to look at wedding rings. The smooth-talking sales assistant kept praising Luna, making her happy to take the ring. Just as they were about to choose matching rings, Zhang Min's father called him back for a meeting, so he left Luna to choose and departed. Tao Luan at home told Lu Shi that he would go to America to meet his birth father and wanted Lu Shi to come to America with him. Tao Luan feared that once he left, he wouldn't see her again, so he wanted her by his side. This time, she agreed with him. After that, Tao Luan went to find Zhang Min, questioning him if he had arranged to re-rent the hotel to kick Lu Shi's family out. Zhang Min denied it, and even said he wanted to help them, but had to keep it a secret from Lu Shi. However, Tao Luan no longer wanted to help him deceive Lu Shi. That afternoon, Tao Luan accompanied Luna to the engagement ceremony venue. He folded a paper star and then left. When the chairman arrived, he unexpectedly saw the paper star, realizing only his son could fold it, and asked for Tao Luan's identity. The next day, on the day of the engagement, Zhang Min suddenly remembered the beautiful memories he shared with Lu Shi. Before the engagement ceremony began, Zhang Min refused to get engaged to Luna, even though she pleaded with him. Luna walked out, sadly announcing to everyone that she had broken up with Zhang Min, which infuriated her father. He went to comfort his daughter. Then Zhang Min's parents also ran over to ask what was wrong. Chairman Liu still apologized to Chairman Liu, who immediately canceled the contract with Su Hai. Zhang Min ran to the hotel to find Liu Shi, but her older brother refused to reveal anything. He ran to ask the little girl selling steam buns and learned that Liu Shi was going to America with Tao Lun, so he immediately sped off to chase after them. He arrived at the airport and finally met Liu Shi at the security gate. He hugged her, happy that he had arrived in time. The two stood side by side. He said that even if he had to give up the whole world, he would never give her up. Then they embraced happily and then passionately kissed each other by the lake. The next morning, Liu Shi woke up to find Zhang Min sitting alone. She went to sit beside him and they gazed at the lake together. The two walked back and he gave her the red property deed as a gift, but the gift was too big for her to accept. After much pleading, she finally accepted it. Then he advised her to go back to work at Su Hai, but because Tao Lun had gone to America, leaving a shortage of help at home, she decided to stay at her older brother's house. She angrily walked out of the house, telling Zhang Min to go home. Just as he was about to scold Liu Shi, he saw her holding the red property deed in her hand, and his facial muscles immediately relaxed. Meanwhile, Zhang Min's birth mother came to find him. She scolded him for breaking off the engagement with Lu Na. He suspiciously asked her if she was the one who lied to Tao Lun that his birth parents were in America, causing him to go abroad. She didn't deny it, and even wanted to eliminate Tao Lun to prevent future troubles. On this side, the chairman was also investigating Tao Lun. Zhang Min returned to the company to present his ideas to the two chairmen. He helped the two chairmen solve the problem of the public land that they couldn't resolve, demanding in return that he receive the inheritance rights along with the position of general manager, which made Chairman Liu leave in annoyance. His father also praised him happily for the first time. That evening, Zhang Min returned home, and Secretary Xiao was there. He asked Secretary Xiao what he should do if he had something to hide from the person he loved. Secretary Xiao gave some vague answers, which only made Zhang Min more confused, so he opened a bottle of expensive wine and started drinking. In America, Tao Lun was in his room when Lu Na called, telling him to pick her up at the airport. Tao Lun later distracted Lu Na's bodyguard to allow her to sneak away. Meanwhile, Zhang Min returned to meet the chairman. The chairman showed him profiles of blind date candidates, and Zhang Min disappointedly said that his father was back to his old ways, trying to introduce him to wealthy young ladies. The chairman at home took a photo of an earring and asked his wife about it. She guessed it belonged to Zhang Min's birth mother because she liked that type of flower. In America, Lu Na also helped Tao Lun investigate, finding that the earring in America was fake. After that, he told her the reason he lost his memory as a child, so he couldn't remember anything about his parents. Then, Lu Na advised him to get a DNA test with his father in America again, suspecting he had been tricked. At Zhang Min's home, his mother received an anonymous letter stating that the chairman had abandoned his biological son and replaced him with his own illegitimate child for Zhang Min. The person also sent her his son's jacket, which made her even more suspicious. The next day, Liu Shi received a gift from Zhang Min and immediately knew it was Secretary Zhao's silly idea, which made her pout. Zhang Min at the company scolded Secretary Xiao for messing everything up, causing Liu Shi to refuse to answer his calls anymore. Secretary Xiao then came up with another plan for Zhang Min to personally prepare a gift for Liu Shi to apologize to her. The next day, he came to pull weeds for Liu Shi, but Secretary Xiao, who was nearby, relentlessly scolded him. Seeing Liu Shi approach, Secretary Xiao gave him a sign, making him work even harder. He even canceled all the hotel's clients to go on a date with her, which made her even angrier. She scolded him, saying that when he remembered her, he would call, but when he didn't, even if she looked for him, she couldn't find him. She only wished for a simple love that he couldn't provide, so she didn't bother talking to him anymore. He stood there helplessly, lamenting his fate. Even after leaving, he was still confused, not understanding why things turned out this way. After that, her older brother advised him that only by marrying Liu would she stop hating him. At the company, he knelt down to practice proposing to Secretary Xiao. Inside Zhang Min's house, his mother saw the DNA test results confirming Zhang Min and the chairman were biological father and son and completely collapsed. Meanwhile, the chairman received the DNA test result from his secretary and was surprised to learn that Tao Lun was his biological son. He immediately sent people to pick him up. At the hotel, Liu Shi went up to the wooden house. Zhang Min walked over with a bouquet of flowers and gave it to her, then took out a ring and knelt down to propose to Liu Shi. She happily laughed and immediately guessed it was her older brother's idea. She refused him because she hadn't yet been accepted by his family, so he gave her the ring as a token of their affection. Then Secretary Xiao informed Zhang Min that his mother had fainted, and he immediately ran to the hospital. The doctor announced that she was stable but in a coma, and they didn't know when she would wake up. After that, the chairman came to the hotel to find Tao Lin, who had just returned. He called him out to talk privately, then acknowledged him as his son without any pretense and told him to come to his house later. After that, he went to the hospital to inform Zhang Min and then questioned him whether he was the one who led Tao Lin to America. Zhang Min didn't explain anything to the chairman. He only said he would arrange to hand over his general manager position to Tao Lin. The next day, Lu Shi couldn't find the ring and immediately ran to look for it. She immediately suspected Yang Lin had taken it. Yang Lin admitted it and said she wanted to wear it, but couldn't take it off, so everyone helped her remove it. Meanwhile, Zhang Min went to find his birth mother, questioning her about becoming extreme and manipulative. Zhang Min said he only wanted to return to his true self and didn't want anything to do with Suhai Company. She angrily slapped him and then locked herself in the kitchen. He could only tell her the truth that the chairman knew everything, which made her collapse and want to grab a knife to end it all. But luckily Zhang Min stopped her in time. Meanwhile, Tao Lin was sitting at the hospital visiting Zhang Min's mother. The chairman came over and told him that Tao Lin was his son. Zhang Min Lu, she was at home looking at her ring when Zhang Min came to find her. He took her for a walk. Seeing his sad expression, she asked him, but he didn't want to talk about it anymore. He insisted that she must trust him in the future. After that, the chairman brought Tao Lin home and told him to live there. Tao Lin told his father to just call him Tao Lin, and then the chairman told him to come to work at the company. Tao Lin was about to refuse when Zhang Min returned, interrupting their conversation. The chairman told the two brothers to come to the office to talk tomorrow, and then left. After that, Zhang Min led Tao Lin to the old room, returning all the things that belonged to him, including the name Zhang Min. Tao Lin returned to the hotel and told Lu Shi that he was Zhang Min. He also suspected that Zhang Min deliberately led him to America to prevent him from finding his birth parents. After that, Lu Shi went to meet Zhang Min. She told him that she knew everything about his and Tao Luan's identities. Despite that, she still loved him, no matter what his name or background was. At the company, Zhang Min reported that he had prepared everything to transfer all to Tao Lin. The chairman didn't want him to leave, but he was determined to go on the condition that the chairman and Suhai Company wouldn't bother Lu Shi. After that, Tao Lin walked in. The chairman told Zhang Min to show Tao Lin the work, but Tao Lin refused to accept it. Zhang Min was determined to leave, so he hoped Tao Lin would accept his job. After that, Tao Lin met Luna and told her that he was Zhang Min, which Luna temporarily couldn't believe. He wanted to ask Luna to help him find his childhood memories, but his father called him back, so he returned to the company. The next day, Lu Shi and Tao Lin went to visit his mother. He introduced Lu Shi to his mother, and then Zhang Min also came over and gave his mother some books. Zhang Min introduced Lu Shi to his mother as his girlfriend. Tao Lin immediately pulled Lu Shi back, and the two brothers started a verbal spar as if fighting over Lu Shi. Outside, Zhang Min was jealous, so Lu Shi comforted him and said she wanted to know everything about him. Then the two playfully teased each other, making Tao Lin, who was behind them, witness another affectionate display. That evening, Zhang Min packed up and moved into Lu Shi's family's hotel. In his room, she worried he wouldn't get used to the new living arrangement, but he was very happy because he could see the person he loved every day, which already made him very content. Just as they were about to get intimate, her older brother climbed a ladder, interrupted them, and sent Lu Shi back to her bedroom. Meanwhile, Tao Lin was eating with his father. He asked his father about his earring, but his father said it didn't belong to Tao Lin's mother, which made Tao Lin suspicious. When Tao Lin recounted how he got the earring, the chairman seemed to understand something but didn't say it aloud. In the morning, Lu Shi was watering plants when Zhang Min came over and hugged her very affectionately. Her older brother saw everything and, jealous, separated the two. Then her older brother took Zhang Min to cut bamboo, making his hands tremble. When he returned, carrying a bowl of soup, it felt so heavy that he couldn't even hold chopsticks to eat. A while later, he asked to borrow an iron to flatten his shirt, but there wasn't one here. Lu Shi could only hot dry it for him, but it was late, and it still wasn't finished. In the meeting, Zhang Min introduced Tao Lin to all the employees and then started the meeting. After that, Lu Shi brought perfume to Zhang Min, who was sleeping. He hugged her close and told her to come back to France with him to take over her family's winery. She immediately agreed, and the two hugged and continued to sleep in. On the day of the event, Secretary Xiao led Lu Shi to the room Zhang Min had prepared clothes for her to change into, and also gave her a letter. After that, she appeared in front of Zhang Min, and he led her to the event. Unexpectedly, a recording of Zhang Min's mother confessing that she and the chairman were Zhang Min's birth parents appeared on the screen, shocking the entire hall. He pulled her to see how his birth mother was, but she temporarily couldn't believe the truth and wanted him to explain clearly. He was worried about his mother, so he had no time to explain to her. Just as he was about to pull Lu Shi away, Tao Lin came and stopped him, then called him a liar who had stolen everything from him. The two brothers were about to attack each other when Lu Shi stood in front of Zhang Min, preventing them from doing anything. Secretary Xiao quickly ran over to pull Zhang Min away, but she hesitated and didn't go with him. At the hospital, Tao Luan's mother was also in critical condition. The chairman wanted to sign a consent form for her surgery, but Tao Luan stopped him, questioning his right to make such a decision. But the chairman still had to sign to save his wife. The surgery was successful. The chairman was about to visit her when Tao Luan stopped him, blaming him for abandoning him. He vowed never to forgive his father for what happened that year. Lu Shi returned home and tearfully read Zhang Min's farewell letter. In the chairman election, Tao Luan successfully took office as chairman, which frustrated his uncle for missing the opportunity. Tao Luan's mother finally woke up, making Mr. Zhang very happy. He immediately called to inform Tao Luan to return to the hospital urgently. Tao Luan arrived at the hospital room and heard his father's heartfelt confessions. His father had accepted him and even supported his career development because he had suffered disadvantages for many years. At the same time, Zhang Min also arrived, and the three of them had an argument. Because of the hatred of being abandoned for so many years, Tao Luan couldn't accept this family. He considered their affection fake and spoke many harsh words. Not only that, he also accused Zhang Min of taking not only wealth and status, but also Lu Shi's affection for himself. The two brothers started to get aggressive, about to fight, but their father intervened, not wanting to see brothers fighting. Tao Luan then began to blame his father, saying that everything turned out this way because of him, and his mother couldn't wake up. After that, he cursed and kicked Zhang Min and his father out. After that, the sly uncle met with Tao Luan privately to discuss another plan related to the hotel project, aiming to harm Zhang Min and his father. Tao Luan only needed to follow his instructions, and the uncle would handle everything else. However, because the Hoyan Hotel used to be Tao Luan's home, he refused to do this, which greatly disappointed his uncle. The next morning, Lu Shi and Zhang Min visited the former headmistress who had raised Zhang Min. They asked about old memories, and she shared many, especially Tao Luan's story. Meanwhile, Suhai Group held a meeting for its company development plans, directly managed by Tao Luan as director. He exposed an opaque shareholder regarding his shares, making the shareholder leave in a huff. Next, Tao Luan introduced a new project called Phoenix, aiming to link with BK Group to optimize the hotel construction capital and attract more investment from clients. Chairman Lu of BK was very satisfied with this project and praised Tao Luan before leaving. Thus, he had gained the backing of Chairman Lu and defeated Zhang Min in his quest for revenge against Chairman Zhang. When Zhang Min reviewed Tao Luan's Phoenix project plan, he was quite worried. Meanwhile, Lu Shi's brother's hotel unexpectedly received a notice to cease business operations. After that, she met Tao Luan privately to question him, but the decision to cease the hotel's business was not made by Tao Luan. Someone else was pulling the strings behind the scenes. Although he wasn't a good person, he would never do anything to harm his family or the hotel, which used to be his home. The scene then shifted to that evening. The hotel members ate their last meal before closing down completely. At this time, Tao Luan also joyfully came to visit, but was not welcomed by anyone. He was considered an ungrateful traitor because everyone believed he was the one who decided to close their hotel. Everyone blamed Tao Luan while he tried to explain and promised to arrange everything properly. But now smiles had faded and trust was lost, so no one believed him anymore. Tao Luan ran outside and accidentally went to the park where he had once gotten lost from his mother. Memories suddenly flooded back, making him realize the reason he was separated from his mother was because someone deliberately kidnapped him. Just then, Uncle Tan Wei drove up. Tao Luan recognized the face of the person who had harmed him 25 years ago. It was his uncle. Tao Luan angrily grabbed his uncle's collar. The uncle, startled, ran away. On the road, as they were speeding, Zhang Min happened to pass by. Seeing this, he got out of his car and chased after them. In a dangerous moment, he used his body to shield his uncle from an oncoming car. As a result, Zhang Min was severely injured. After surgery, the doctor announced that he was out of critical condition and would still need surgery and intensive care, but it wasn't overly dangerous. As for his uncle, he only had minor scrapes and didn't need to worry. At this moment, Mr. Zhang and Tao Luan felt relieved. After this incident, Tan Wei felt remorse for what he had caused, repented, and sent his sincere apologies to Mr. Zhang and everyone. Lu Shi received news of Zhang Min's accident and immediately went to the hospital. Seeing her so worried about Zhang Min, Tao Luan accepted the truth that he would never win Lu Shi's affection and agreed to be good friends from then on. Lu Shi went to Zhang Min's side, expressing her worries, then gave him a kiss. Indeed, love was a miraculous cure that helped Zhang Min wake up, making Lu Shi very happy. Zhang Min was discharged from the hospital and decided to stay at the Fu Yuan Hotel to recover. The Fu Yuan Hotel resumed operations, and its name was successfully changed by the members. This was considered a change of fortune and the beginning of a new phase of development for the hotel. Zhangmin and Liu Shi worked together to expand the scale of the wine cellar to reach international standards. And so, they lived happily ever after. This is where the story ends. Don't forget to like and subscribe to not miss out on more amazing videos. For now, goodbye and until next time.